What is up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back. This is the Couch Coach podcast. Today we're going to be doing something kind of fun, and for y'all, this is the first time you're seeing it. For me, this is the second time that I've recorded this. I actually recorded this previously. From the time I'm recording now, I recorded it yesterday and forgot to cut my mic on. So I had a 36-minute video of me well, not me. It did not have me in it at all. It was just my screen, and that was it. So I am still learning how to use the recording software, even like the publishing software, like making these videos go public to YouTube and to Spotify and things like that. So probably not the last time that'll happen to me. I'll probably have more issues that come up along the way. Um, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today, what I'm wanting to do, and you'll see as we get into it a little bit more how this is gonna go. I want to go through some uniforms. Obviously, right now we're in the off season and not a lot of actual football going on, but there are some fun things that we can still go through. And I want to rate some jerseys, give a little bit of a ranking here. What I have is I have five honorable mentions and then a top 15. Um, so yeah, this is going to be exciting. We're going to name Drip University. Who of all these teams in college football has the best drip? Let's get right into it and find out. This is obviously my personal rankings. Um, so yeah, if your rankings differ, let me know. At the end of the video, maybe we'll have the same number one. But my first honorable mention, we're gonna go through the honorable mentions first, and then we'll go from 15 to one. This is San Diego. These jerseys look super cool. I love these uniforms. Um, Mostly the helmet is kind of what I really like. Obviously, the Aztec symbol looks really good. The reason why this uniform did not make a top 15 or end up higher on this list was because I think they could have done something a tad different with the pants and with the jersey. I love the Aztec kind of theme on the helmet, but I think that if they had went with something a little, I guess, not as crazy on the jersey and pants, I think it looks good on the helmet. Don't get me wrong, the helmet looks great. But I think that they could have made a little bit of a cleaner look here on the pants and jersey, and it would have kind of calmed it down a little bit. Um, so just for me, I would have loved to see something maybe instead of the Aztec on the pants and the shoulders, you just go with like a stripe, maybe a three stripe set, something like that. Um, but I could not move them any higher just because I feel like my eyes want to go to too many places when I look at it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, I want to just look at the helmet and like appreciate the helmet, but the shoulders and the side pattern just are kind of distracting. A little too much of the same pattern all over the uniform. This is like the first uniform that I like really fell in love with, obviously outside of Florida State's. Um, when I was younger, used to really like to watch Coastal Carolina just because of their colors. Um, that team of Isaiah Likely, Tyjae Spears, Grayson McCall, if anybody remembers who he is. Um, Loved watching them play, and what brought me to those guys was these uniforms. I love the clean look. I love the color combo. The turquoise and teal colors are some of my favorites. You'll see a lot more of like the turquoise or teal, even just like blue colors on some of the teams in this list. Um, I would love right here on these white uniforms on the right side to have a little bit of something extra, maybe a stripe down the side. I think that the logo on the shoulders could have been changed to a number. I think that would have definitely looked better um, than the logo. I love that the logo's here on the pants. I love that the logo's here on the helmet, but just uh, something else I think would have probably brought this together a little bit more, especially if this shoulder was like a stripe. If there was a stripe down the side of the jersey, um, maybe they pick some kind of pattern unique to their school or unique to um, the history of the program to go on the jersey somewhere. I think that would have been super cool. Obviously, the black is just super clean. Love this jersey set. Love the blue shoulders. the stripe is just a little strange to me. That it's just a single white stripe that is a like that's got this weird break in it. Obviously, we see that also here on the pants. Um, could have just chosen any different kind of stripe other than that one, and I probably would have liked it a lot more. But um, that's what they went with, and it's not bad. It's okay. Um, but definitely could have been better. This uniform actually almost made it a lot higher on this list for me. Love these uniforms. This is Kent State here coming in as our third honorable mention. The Golden Flashes. Love these uniforms. Love the gray with that dark navy, that kind of Vegas gold yellow look. Love the lightning bolt. This the thing for me that holds it down is just the helmet here. Love the design of the helmet. Nothing wrong with that, but I just wish there was some more color here on it. I think if you outline this the bird head here in yellow, then this moves up a lot for me. I just love when a uniform really goes with the helmet and they all tie together well. Um, it almost seems like with this specific uniform combination that the helmet is like designed to be with a different jersey pant set, and they just kind of put that on with this uniform combo. Um, but yeah, if they had just changed that, I think this would have been a lot. It would have pulled it together a lot better. Probably would have made it much higher on my list. But they fall here in the honorable mentions. Still think it's a good spot for a school like Kent State to fall. Obviously, not pulling a lot of eyes in the MAC, but the jerseys do help. This another one that could have made it a lot higher on my list and just didn't end up making it. SMU, newly added to the ACC in these last couple years, doing really well actually. Um, so good for them. I guess we have to play them week 2 this year, so it'll be interesting to see how FSU fares against them. But love these uniforms. Like I mentioned earlier, love the blue. Um, this color blue is just super pretty. Goes great with red and white. Obviously, red, white, and blue, great color combination. Um, I love, and this is something that I wish they would do with all their uniforms. The cursive here on the name, really, I guess in this instance, is the location of the school. Um, Southern Methodist University. I love the SMU on the front. Looks good, but it is kind of short, and so it does in that way look slightly weird. But I love that this Dallas here, for some reason, this just seems like a school that cursive works really well with. The cursive looks good. I love the shoulder stripes on both sets of these uniforms. Um, Over here on the left side on this blue uniform, um, this logo here on the pants, I love when they use this like vintage throwback retro logo. They even have helmets with that. I don't have pictures of like every uniform combination for most of these teams, um, just because that's a lot to fit on a page, and I just tried to pick one or two combos from each team that I really liked and that stood out the most. Um, so yeah, I wish that this logo could kind of maybe find itself somewhere else on the uniform. Here on the pants, it was good. Love it. Um, Here on the white uniforms, I just wish they could do a little bit more with the red. Maybe some red here in the center of this stripe would be good. Some red down the side. Um, Overall, great uniforms. Just needed a tad bit more to push it over the edge for me. These, once again, almost made a top 15 pick for me. The helmet ended up being what just kind of turned me off of it a little bit. Love the colors they're using here. This light gray, almost white, the navy and the darker navy combo looks pretty good. What I'm not really liking here, like I said earlier, the helmet. I love this uniform, and I think the helmet just pulls your attention away from the uniform. And then when you look deeper into the helmet, um, it's so busy and it's not it doesn't have that like clean, polished, kind of like professional look. And I get it. The point of this helmet, Navy has done this multiple times before. Army and some of the other military schools have done this with their helmets where they make them kind of crazy looking, do some little designs. I think it's cool, but I do think that it has to be done in the right way, and I think they just missed a little bit. If you're going to have this helmet look like this, then this has to calm down a little bit. Um, Maybe if you change, like instead of two different color blues, you just go with with one blue pick. Pull some of this brown down here into the pants. Maybe helps level it out a little bit. Um, I think they have two great ideas here. The uniform and pants look great, and the helmet looks great, but it would be a lot better if they were independent. Oh, also love the shoulder stripes being the rope ties that you would use to tie off like a boat on a dock or something like that. Attention to detail, super nice there. I just think that they should probably separate the pant jersey combo from the helmet and find something a little bit simpler to wear with this helmet and find a little bit of a simpler helmet to wear with this uniform. We're busting in the top 15 here. I have them here really just because of the color combo. The powder blue has just always been one of my favorite combos. Um, I think that their classic home and aways look very good. Um, I love the number on the shoulder. That's one of my favorite things. I think the Air Jordan logo, I know it's a big debate among lots of people whether or not an Air Jordan logo should be on um, some of these schools' football team jerseys and football team equipment. Um, I guess that's fair, but I think it looks super cool, especially in the way that North Carolina uses it. I love over here on the white jersey this neckline that they use. I cannot remember exactly they use it. It's something that has to do with Chapel Hill, part of the history of the school. Love that they tie in a little bit of school history to their uniforms. Um, yeah, so you're probably gonna see from around the number 15 to number 10, number 8-ish, a lot more of these classic clean styles. Um, Not much separating them, mainly color combinations and small details. But we'll keep moving and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So, love these uniforms. These look super good. Um, we'll start over here on the left because this is kind of like my favorite combo that they use. This color green is awesome. This like dark forest green. I love the shoulder stripe. This outline around the number, this light blue outline around the number looks super good. The stripe on the helmet looks super good. I love that the Nike check is also that blue in their conference logo. Um, Love the way they've positioned the Tulane on the front of the chest and that font that they use. Over here on the right is where I have a little bit of gripe, and probably keep them from moving a little bit higher. I don't like this helmet with the specific pants and jersey. Um, Something that they debuted a year or two back. I don't understand why we chose a different color green up here on the helmet than the green that we have on the jersey. If you matched it, I don't care whether it's the dark green or the lighter neonish green. Either one, I would have loved if it just matched. I feel like the contrast kind of seems a little um what's the right word? I don't know. They just contradict each other, I think is the word that I'm looking for. Those two different color greens contradict each other and kind of take away from the overall eye appeal of the uniform. So, like I said, just this specific combo wasn't doing it for me. This combo over here on the left, I love this color green. The pants, everything looks great. Super nice uniforms. Love Tulane. Great school. I even got the chance to go and see the stadium and stuff one time. I'm from Florida, so Louisiana's not super far, but I did get to go and see the stadium and like look at campus. Pretty cool. Ole Miss, man, I love some red, white, and blue, and specifically this combo over here on the right. The white just looks so clean. Everything is just so well thought out. Looks very nice. Um, I love the blue on the shoulders. Love just like the dashes of red that they throw in everywhere. Um, Looks super good. Looks super clean. I love this over here almost as much as the right. I wish there was some blue on the jersey. Like they throw in the red here in some good spots. The Nike check, the Ole Miss, the edging of the SEC logo. I think you could do a little bit of that here, whether it's like a thin stripe here on the shoulder with the two white stripes. Maybe you outline the numbers. I think that would look super good if you just added a blue outline here on the check, here on the Ole Miss, the numbers on the jersey would look super good with that outline. My gripe with Ole Miss, and I didn't pull the picture in here, because I just despise it. The helmets that they have, like the gray, like cracked, vintage looking helmets, those are so disgusting. Those are absolutely ugly. I can't even bear to look at them almost. They need to never wear those ever, 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 ever. Um, these two uniforms that we're looking at here are perfectly fine. You don't need anything else. Um, they just look weird. They just look very strange. Um, maybe you have a different opinion. If so, let me know. But I feel like there's no eye appeal to it, and just kind of leaves a bad taste in the mouth. I had a very hard time with these jerseys, and I think I might have ended up putting them a little bit higher than I should have because I love this over here on the left. It looks super good. I love the color orange that Boise State uses. Super like nice, vibrant color. Done super well with it. Um, love the way they outline the numbers, like this neckline here. I don't understand why we went with silver and why is it diagonal instead of like vertical, horizontal. Like, why are we caddy corner and the stripes here? Um, I just I don't get it. It looks bad because of the angle that they've put it at, because they chose silver. The only other silver like on their uniform is just a face mask here, and I think that looks bad too. I think a blue face mask would have looked better. Um, So this over here on the left, they went safe, classic, nice style. The color combo here at Boise State is great. Get a couple of style points for having the blue field. Lots of fun to look at, watch them play. But the silver stripe, man, just really is not doing it for me. It just looks bad, positioning and the color. Love these uniforms. Love, love, love these uniforms. Um, New Mexico. These are gonna be. I think I probably could have moved them up a little bit. We'll see. Maybe you have a difference of opinion on some of these next upcoming jerseys, but these are just like some of the most simple, clean jerseys out there. I love this color turquoise. Um, it just it contrasts so well, and for some reason, like this color turquoise just it can go with so many colors. You'll see another team or two here in the next upcoming picks that uses color turquoise and do it very well. Um, love over here on the right these red helmets. Also love the classic helmets. As you can see here, I've included the picture that explains the symbol and the reason for the stripes. Love that it shows homage, obviously, to that player. I've personally don't know much about that player, but it seems like he was someone who was very impactful for this school. I love when schools play into that history and things like that. Love red is one of my favorite colors. I love when teams incorporate it. The red of the helmet, and maybe this is just a picture. Maybe this is the photography kind of messing with the way it looks. But I noticed this on lots of different helmet jerseys. The red is just not the same as the pants for this helmet. I wish that they would, they could level that out a little bit. Um, I'll just go ahead and say it. One of the main reasons that Alabama is not on this list is because they only have really two uniforms and the helmet just doesn't match. And that I don't know why you can't just match the color correctly. It is very like it's very obviously a different color when you watch them play on the field. Um, Alabama didn't make it, and that's kind of the reason why I docked New Mexico just a couple of spots because of the different colors of red here. This is obviously we're coming here into the top 10, so this is all going to be some of my favorites. These uniforms on the right, this is probably my second favorite color that teams can have on a uniform aside from that turquoise teal is this purple. This purple's fantastic. Looks great with the yellow. I love the yellow face mask here. I think that was a great detail. Um, the logo on the pants looks good. I mean, just everything about this uniform looks very clean. I love for some reason this font that they use on the nameplate here in the center just looks almost I don't piratey is not the right word, but it looks like something that you would see if there was ever a font that reminded me of a pirate, this was the right font. And I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but that's I don't know, that's like the vibe it gives off. Over here on the left is kind of the reason why they didn't end up higher. Um, I mean, you do so good over here on the right. And what is this? What is going on over here? Um, there's no yellow on the jersey at all, aside from the star in their conference logo and the outlining here on their pirate logo. A little bit of yellow could have really helped this jersey out. I feel like it's very hard to mess up white jerseys, and they did here, and that's kind of what knocks them down a couple points for me. Would have loved to put them higher, but the white uniforms just really aren't. Um, they're not up to par with some of the other uniforms. Sorry that this picture looks so crappy. I looked everywhere, and I don't know if Notre Dame just keeps their pictures on lock and do they don't release um, as clean up pictures as often as some of these other teams. But this was like the best, least blurry picture I could find. Like everywhere I looked on their socials, everything like that. Um, I love when a team kind of goes out of their wheel class here and they make it work. Notre Dame has like a top five helmet for me, in my opinion. Um, so plain, so simple, but when you see it, you know exactly who you're looking at. Um, this green color plays so well with the Fighting Irish. Love this color green. Love the way they made the yellow outline on the number. Over here on the right, love these uniforms, but my knock is going to be here. The reason why I don't move them higher is the font on these letters. It looks, it's just not, it's not got a lot of eye appeal. I hate that it's so sharp, but also so like curved and soft at the same time. If they could have just changed the font on these numbers, I think that Notre Dame probably would be around that 7, 8, maybe even make it up to the number 6 spot. But this font just kind of looks a little meh. Doesn't match with the vibe of the rest of the uniform going on. Like you have this helmet looks so clean, so nice. If they just chose like a clean, crisp font on these numbers, these uniforms would have really, really, really moved Notre Dame up the list. I have UCF here mostly for the classics, mostly for their classic home and away jerseys that you see over here on the right, the white and the black. Black and gold is just a great combo. You can almost never go wrong with black and gold, and UCF done it very well. I would love to see um, something a little extra on the pants leg here. They do have the stars, and obviously here on the white uniforms you can see the gold stars. Maybe a line through the stars, something like that. Like here on the left, you can see on their Space U uniforms the sword going down the side of the pants. Looks super cool. Um, I love this like kind of I don't know exactly what it is. This like swoosh here. I know they're playing into obviously the fact that they're the Knights, and this swoosh does show up on some of their other like uniforms from the past and stuff. All of this looks very clean. I love the blue here. Um, the reason why they're not higher is just because like they went safe, and it's safe. They done the concept that they imagined super good. Um, There's not a lot of creativity here. Obviously, with the space used, super creative. The blue looks good, but the classics could have had a tad bit more for me. Um, Whether that be a stripe on the pants, jersey, a logo somewhere. I love when the teams put the logo like right there on the front of their pants. Um, Looks good. It's a nice addition. Um, so yeah, UCF's gonna come in here at number 8, respectable spot. Another Florida team. So here on the left and here on the right, you're gonna see two great examples of a great uniform. And the reason this is the only team that really has three uniforms shown, other than UCF. This, and I'll explain more when we get there. This just looks like snot. This is so bad. Neon green is a complement to other colors. Neon green is not the main color of your uniform. This looks really bad. This whole, and on top of that, like this yellow, you can barely tell the difference between the green and the yellow that they used. Maybe if it was black, it would look better. Like maybe it would just pull the colors away from each other a little bit more. This just looks really bad in my opinion. I think black and neon green are great. This is almost like some Oregon-esque uniforms. We all know Oregon makes great uniforms. But yeah, this black looks super good. Anytime you have a neon color or a bright color, black contrasts super well, makes the colors look great. Love this helmet, and the face mask looks really good. Um, Great uniform here on the left and also on the right. Like I said earlier, it's very hard to mess up a white uniform. Neon green is a great complement to just about any other color, and that is true here for these white uniforms at the University of South Florida. Um, Love the detailing here on the helmet. I can't remember exactly what they put on here. I, like I said, I recorded this yesterday and I remembered and I've already forgotten from today. Um, but yeah, these just look super good. The lettering is a tad strange, and maybe that's just like the way he's standing is kind of like folding or like pushing out on the numbers here. Looks a tad fat. Could have been a little bit slimmer, but not much to complain about here. USF has great colors. They usually pop great with their uniforms that they make. Love USF here at number 7. Very quality uniforms. LSU. I love, and so these are very, very, very similar to East Carolina, and I'm going to tell you the difference, the reason why these fall so much higher. The helmet that LSU uses here on the right with these purple jerseys, the tiger just looks so much better than the pirate logo, and that's no fault of East Carolina, right? That is their school. They use their logo. Obviously, you're not going to use another school's logo, but the tiger does look, in my opinion, much better, especially the way that they add the LSU over the top. Just looks super good. Um, Safe, classic, clean here on the purple. Once again, hard to mess up white, and they did not mess up these white uniforms. I love that they generally stick to the number on the shoulder at LSU. I think the numbers on the shoulders is a good way to go. Um, these uniforms just look great, and there's not much else to say about it. Man, Ohio State. This is these are some very nice uniforms. I love. We'll start on the right with the classic home and classic away. Um, Love their shoulder stripes, especially here on the white uniform. The red shoulder stripe looks really good. Um, Obviously the Ohio State helmet is iconic when you see it. It's one of those like Notre Dame, like when you see it, you know immediately. There's no mistaking it for another team. You know that it is Ohio State. Um, these look super clean. This is once again another one of those safe moves. I love when a team has a classic home and away that's like this, safe, nice, easy on the eyes. Maybe you add a little bit of something around the numbers here, a little bit of black to separate it, maybe even the silver that they use. But then you get over here to the left and these grays. This is the perfect, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. They've always had these silver helmets, but the silver uniforms, it's almost like they're stepping outside of their comfort zone, picking a color that is not very well associated with Ohio State, but it is at the same time because we've always looked at these silverish gray helmets, and now it's just on the uniform. It looks great. Something that they do also here on these gray uniforms that I love, that I wish they done over here. We just mentioned you outline the numbering on the chest, looks super good, contrasting that red from the gray. I love that they still have a little bit of black in here too on the shoulder stripes, the classic Ohio State stripe. They even have the numbers up on the top here with the lining of white. I mean, attention to detail is great there. And something else that I love about Ohio State that I wish other teams still done more is the Buckeye plant stickers. Ohio State is one of the very few teams that like have a sticker, and you get these for, I'm sure they get them for a variety of different reasons depending on your position. Um, but basically just for good play. Um, these look really good on their helmets. They go very well with the Ohio State helmets. It just fits. It fits the Buckeye thing, and these are super clean, super nice uniforms. This team just does the purple in a way that is hard to beat. I am a Clemson hater. I hate Clemson. I don't like this team at all, but it is hard to deny that they have really, really solid uniforms. Um, I talked earlier about how much I love this purple color, probably my second favorite color that you can have in a uniform. Um, this purple, I mean, man, this is so clean. The purple looks so good. The orange, that Clemson orange color, looks so good as the accent to this orange, and vice versa over here on this side. The purple accents the orange perfect. I mean, these two colors almost just they just go so well together. It's like that purple and yellow with LSU looked very good. It looked very good with Eastern Carolina, but swapping that yellow out for this orange, man, it is a major upgrade. Love these uniforms. Clemson coming in here at number 4. My guys, Florida State. Wish I could have put them higher. I feel like third is a well-deserved spot. We'll start over here on the left with the classic home and away. You've probably noticed by now that I'm a big fan of having the numbers on the shoulder. Um, I think that looks really good. The FSU logo, the Seminole head, is just something that everybody knows when they see it. I mean, when you see that logo, you know exactly who it is. Another one of the teams with just a helmet that is absolutely iconic. I think top 3 most iconic helmets in all of college football, up there with Ohio State, Notre Dame, all of those teams with just the nice clean helmets. The gold with the garnet spear is pretty much unbeatable in my opinion when it comes to a helmet. Florida State also, they're not shown in either of these pictures, but they do the tomahawk stickers on the helmet like Ohio State does the Buckeye stickers. Super awesome. One thing I love that Florida State does with all of their uniforms is the Seminole tribe lining here on the neck and on the arm collar, the arm sleeve. And then we get over here to the blue, the turquoise. Once again, said this is probably like a top 2, maybe number 1 best color that you can slap on a uniform, and it just works every time. Um, it's such a pretty color, such a great compliment to almost any color you put it with. Florida State has this kind of turquoise tealish color. I do believe that they just say turquoise. I don't know if teal is the right word, but um, it's the national color of the Seminole tribe. Obviously, the Seminole tribe and Florida State University have a good relationship, and so this is something that makes its way very frequently into our basketball games, but has not made it onto the field yet in a live football game. Although they have had these announced for 2 years that they had them available and could use them at any time. They have not yet. They practice in them. It seems like pretty frequently I see a picture or two come out of them in the turquoise. I hope that they bust these out in a game this upcoming year. Would be probably a cool morale boost for some of the players, especially since they don't have a lot to get excited about right now. Florida State always has the lining on their numbers. Looks super good. I love the font that Florida State uses. I tried not to be too much of a homer and put them any higher than this, but I went and checked lots of other articles, lots of other sports writers have them very routinely in the top three. So I felt like this was a fine enough place for them to be. These are awesome. I mean, I think this might be a surprise to some people to see number two next to an Oregon uniform. Um, Maybe this is a highly controversial take to not have Oregon as number one. Um, the classic home and away looks super good. Oregon just all throughout their time as a football program have had insanely good uniforms. The color combo that they have, that yellow, that green, those neon colors, they pop super well. I love that they use the white to separate the yellow and the green here on this uniform, and inversely on the other set of uniforms that they have for their classics. I loved the Grateful Dead uniforms that they debuted this year. Those were super clean. And then we come over here on the left. Oregon is just a master at taking something that you would think won't work. You would think it's just too far out in left field and just making it happen. And here they've done it perfectly with the eggshell uniforms. These were kind of off-putting to me when I originally seen them. Didn't really like the idea. And the more I watched them wear them, the more I seen like their social media posts about them. Like the more I looked at it, just the nicer it got. It looks super good. I love the green number in the center. I don't know what kind of pattern or like texture you want to call this on the number, but it looks super good and somehow plays super well with the fact that the uniform is like spotted. Um, you know, uniforms from Oregon just never miss. It's very hard for them to miss, and I think seeing who comes at number one might might make this even more controversial because Oregon hits on every single uniform, right? Like every single uniform they make, it's basically impossible for them to make a bad uniform. But there's just one uniform in particular that I could not get any of Oregon's combinations over on a uniform list, and is these from TCU. My dude, these. I mean, I don't know what to say. You just kind of look at it and take in the glory of how just superb these uniforms are. So clean, so nice, so fresh. I love the black and the red. The red just is not TCU's thing, and they used it here so great. Um, the marketing when they initially announced these uniforms and unveiled them was super great. They had, just the whole 9 yards with these uniforms. There's not a single thing to complain about. The red just pops so much against the black, and the purple is the somehow just the perfect complement to this color red, it seems to me. I love the red face mask. I love the helmet detailing here. Obviously, like the scales or the skin of a horned frog just looks super good. I don't think it gets much better than these uniforms, like ever. Um, who knows? Maybe next year somebody knocks them off the throne, but I don't see it happening. I mean, maybe Oregon comes out with something super cool and that could push them over the top, but right now I just cannot see any uniform being better than these red, purple, black uniforms from TCU. I believe they call them like the poison dart uniforms. I can't remember what the official name of them is. Um, but I mean, I just can't think of a single thing to add to these uniforms to make them better. They got the number on the shoulder. It's outlined with the purple. Looks so good. Um, but yeah, I would love to hear if anybody else has any uniform above this one. If you do, leave a comment, leave a picture. I would look at it. Probably won't put it over TCU, but I will definitely give it a respectful consideration. These uniforms are just too awesome. Um, that is gonna be it for this episode. Um, like I said, second time I recorded this, so hopefully I wasn't like monotone robot. I tried to kind of keep it like I didn't want to change any of my original reasoning or anything from the original recording. So try to keep it still entertaining, even though make it not sound like it's just me repeating what I said yesterday. But I hope this is something that y'all enjoy. This is something that I hope to do year in and year out. Um, Uniforms are like one of my favorite things to look at. I'll watch a crap team play football just because their uniforms look cool. Um, so yeah, this was super fun. I think this episode will probably come out on Monday. If you're listening and you're thinking about, man, this would be really nice if I could see, the video is available on Spotify. You can cut on the video, and if you want, you can even go watch on YouTube. Um, so yeah, have fun. Hopefully, this is something that you can go and do on your own because I think that this is something to really get the fever for college football going in the off season. Go and do this on your own. Let me know who topped out your rankings, and I will see you guys later.